Welcome to Deep Whispers, where we uncover the most chilling, unexpected, and thought-provoking stories that make you question everything you know. Tonight's story starts with something as ordinary as changing a Wi-Fi password, but by the time it ends, secrets are unraveled, lives are forever changed, and a neighborhood learns just how dangerous hidden threats can be. A man changes his Wi-Fi password and his neighbor calls 911 on him. But when the cops arrive, they uncover something far more disturbing. Jordan Matthews wasn't the kind of man who liked unnecessary attention. He worked from home, kept his yard neat, and only spoke to his neighbors when necessary. For the most part, people left him alone, exactly how he liked it. But one simple decision would put him under an unexpected microscope. It all started on a Thursday afternoon in suburban Atlanta, Georgia. Jordan had just wrapped up a long morning of work and decided to take a break by checking his internet speed. Lately, his Wi-Fi had been acting up. Video calls were buffering, and music was lagging. At first, he thought it was just an issue with his provider, but something didn't sit right, so he dug a little deeper. Opening his router settings on his phone, he noticed a device connected to his network that he didn't recognize. It wasn't just a random string of numbers and letters. It had been deliberately labeled Brookwood 101. That was odd. Jordan lived alone. He only had his phone, laptop, and TV connected to his Wi-Fi, and he never shared his password. So who was using his internet? Annoyed, he decided to kick every unknown device off the network and reset his password. Stepping outside for a stronger signal, he leaned against his house while typing in the new credentials. That's when Claire Whitmore saw him from her kitchen window. To her, it looked suspicious. She had never trusted Jordan, not for any real reason, but because he didn't make an effort to socialize in the neighborhood. He never attended block parties and barely spoke to anyone. And now here he was, standing outside, typing rapidly on his phone. Her mind jumped to the worst conclusion. He was hacking. She had no idea what or why, but something felt off. Without hesitation, Intiwi Zrenya, she grabbed her phone and dialed 911. "Yes, I need to report something suspicious," she told the dispatcher. "My neighbor is outside doing something on his phone. I don't know what it is, but it looks off. Can you send someone to check it out?" The dispatcher asked a few questions, but Claire had no real answers. She just kept repeating, "He's up to something, I just know it." Meanwhile, Jordan had no idea that his quiet afternoon was about to turn into a full-blown investigation. He had just finished updating his Wi-Fi password when he heard sirens. At first, he didn't pay much attention until he saw a squad car slow down and stop right in front of his house. Two officers stepped out. Detective Aaron Navarro, a tall, broad-shouldered man with sharp features, and Officer Brooke Carter, who carried herself with quiet authority. Jordan sighed. Here we go. He stayed put as the officers approached. Navarro's hand rested near his belt, not on his gun, but close enough to send a message. "Sir," Navarro called out, "we got a call about some suspicious activity. Can you tell us what you're doing?" Jordan frowned. Suspicious activity? He was standing in his own driveway. "I'm changing my Wi-Fi password," he said, keeping his voice calm. He knew how these situations could escalate. Navarro exchanged a glance with Carter before asking, "Do you live here?" Jordan almost laughed. His car was in the driveway and his name was on the mailbox. "Yeah," he said, crossing his arms. "I've lived here for 3 years." Before Navarro could respond, a voice cut through the air. He's lying. Jordan turned. There she was, Claire Whitmore, standing on her porch, arms folded. He's always outside doing something suspicious, she insisted, tapping on his phone, looking around like he's watching people. Jordan was stunned. I was in my router settings, he said flatly, because someone I don't know has been using my Wi-Fi. Navarro turned to her. Ma'am, do you have any evidence that Mr. Matthews has done something illegal? Claire hesitated. I don't know, she admitted. I just think you should check. Navarro sighed and turned back to Jordan. Sir, would you mind if we take a quick look at your router settings to clear this up? Jordan clenched his jaw. He shouldn't have to prove anything, but he also knew how these situations could spiral. Fine, he muttered, unlocking his phone. Take a look. Navarro leaned in, scanning the list of connected devices. Then his expression changed. Who owns this device? Brookwood I-01? Not me, Jordan said. Carter's eyebrows raised. So, someone's been using your Wi-Fi without permission? Jordan nodded. And I don't think they were just stealing internet. Look at the connection logs. It's been running nonstop. Navarro's posture shifted. This wasn't just a petty neighbor dispute anymore. Wait, what do you mean watching? Claire asked, suddenly uneasy. Jordan turned to her. I mean, someone has been spying on me, and they might be watching all of us. Silence fell over the front yard. Claire, who had been so sure she was in the right, now looked uneasy. Navarro straightened up. Let's get inside. I want to see exactly what we're dealing with. Inside, Jordan mirrored his router settings onto his laptop. The device was still connected. Carter leaned in. Can you tell what kind of device this is? Jordan clicked through the activity logs and froze. It's been accessing camera feeds. Camera feeds? Claire's voice trembled. Jordan turned his laptop around. My home security cameras. Carter's face darkened. You're saying someone has been spying on you through your own security system? That's exactly what I'm saying, Jordan confirmed. Then his stomach dropped as he realized it wasn't just his cameras. Other homes were being watched too. Navarro's jaw tightened. Where's the data being sent? Jordan checked the logs. His eyes widened. It's coming from a house just a few doors down. Claire paled. That's my nephew Brandon's house. Brandon Whitmore, a 22-year-old college student, had been living with her for months. He was quiet, always on his computer. Suddenly, things made a whole lot of sense. When confronted, Brandon initially denied it, but eventually confessed. I started as a prank, just messing with people's Wi-Fi, he admitted. But curiosity led him to security cameras, and he got obsessed. He was arrested for unauthorized network access and unlawful surveillance. As he was led away, Navarro turned to Jordan. You were right. If you hadn't caught this, we might have never known. Jordan exhaled. You know what's crazy? He said. I was just minding my business, changing my own Wi-Fi password, and somehow I was the one who got the cops called on me. Claire flinched. She had no defense. I was wrong, she whispered. I made an unfair assumption. Jordan shook his head. I don't need an apology, he said. Just do better. Assumptions have consequences. Jumping to conclusions based on paranoia can ruin lives while real threats go unnoticed. If you found this story eye-opening, share it. You never know who needs to hear this lesson today. Subscribe to Deep Whispers for more stories that will make you think twice about the world around you.